And now, Marie Forsberg.
Timkia, Nycole, and Moni B. And we are here today, and we're going to speak with Maloof Realtors. Yes, I am her name right. And she's been from Farmers Insurance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is, we are going to speak with her today and find out some information about insurance and what we need today as a society and what we need to be looking forward to as far as being in insurance.
Okay, so Marie, tell us about why you chose insurance in this profession, or this profession. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. That's a good question. I chose to be an insurance agent because I'm interested in making a difference in my community. Um, it is really my passion and my mission to help the folks of Central Illinois minimize the costly burdens associated with not having proper coverages. My passion for insurance stems from my humble beginnings when my own family had a life-changing accident. It was that accident that demonstrated the value of having proper coverage.
Okay, where are you from actually?
I am originally from New Mexico,
Oh.
but I moved here from Texas.
She came to Illinois.
Yes.
I'm still wondering why you did that. I'm still kind of concerned about that. Okay. So what type of insurance needs do you see a single person with no children should seek, or someone like myself should seek since I do have a child? Like, what are your recommendations?
Well, that's a good question. For a single, well, that's two parts. For a young single person, not saying that you're not children, the importance there and the key is establishing a foundation. At any point in life, it's important to start somewhere first. But oftentimes, the best thing to do for young single people is to sit down with them, listen to them, and figure out where they're headed. Once we know what some of their goals and dreams are, it's a lot easier to develop a plan to help them achieve those dreams. As they get older, if they have a family, then we take a look at that plan and we make corrections where needed. The best recommendation I can make for any young person is life insurance. And it doesn't matter what kind, there are two kinds of life insurance. There's term and whole life, and there are derivatives from those products. Life insurance will never be more affordable than when you're so starting there is a great foundation to establish.
Okay. Now, me being single and I don't have any kids, I have some life insurance, but that's through my job. But I just experienced losing my grandfather with the whole life insurance thing. We thought, life insurance was involved, and then come to find out it wasn't. And I never knew how much it was to actually bury someone without life insurance. It's very expensive. So it got me looking more into getting more life insurance just to make sure, because I don't want to leave that burden onto my family. So, like, what is the starting cost for someone if they wanted to look into that, or what's the difference between the whole term
and term insurance?
And
the easiest way to explain the difference is think of term insurance like a shade tree. It covers you, and it has different uses. You can chop the wood, but you gotta kill part of it to get the wood. Think of whole life like a fruit tree, where it has living benefits. Like a fruit tree, you can eat the fruit, it'll nourish your body. Whole life builds a cash value, which is the fruit. So you can take that money, you can use it to, say, bury somebody. You can use that money to buy a car. You can use that money to help buy your first home. Term insurance is traditional insurance. It's very inexpensive. Rates start as low as $16 a month for somebody in their 20s and in excellent health. Whole life, though, is not terribly more expensive. You're talking in the $24 range per month. Term insurance only pays in the event of somebody's death. Whole life, though, like I told you before, it builds a cash value. So it provides living benefits. Do you have a question? I didn't know if you had a question. But in addition to whole life, you can use some of that cash value to help pay for college tuition for kids. It's just depending, like I told you, when you sit down and talk to somebody, evaluate what they're trying to do, where they're trying to go,
was looking into buying or purchasing insurance with you, where can they find you? Where can they locate you? Is your office here in Peoria or is it?
My office is in Morton, 104 East Queenwood, but I do have a website. You can get ForestburgAgency.com. You can contact me that way. You can give me a telephone call. I'm all over Facebook. You can reach out to me any way that you see fit.
We're going to go ahead and take a commercial break and we'll be back with Marie with more information. And my name is Timkia Nycole, and here's a Moni. We're back again with Marie. Marie, I was going to ask you, what is the difference between the whole term and the,
Between term and whole life.
term and whole life, I'm sorry, yeah.
Great question. Term insurance is your basic insurance. In the event of somebody's death, it will pay everybody else. And that's what most folks know about life insurance. Is, oh, I die and everybody else gets rich. Whole life insurance is the next step up. Not only does it provide a death benefit, it provides living benefits as well. As you pay your premium or your bill every month, part of that cost will go to pay for the life insurance, and part of it will go into a cash account where it builds cash value over time. That cash you'll be able to use and withdraw at any time. You can use it to help offset the cost of children's education. You can use that money to purchase a new vehicle. You can use it to make a down payment on your first, second, third home. So there's a lot of different benefits with life insurance, or with whole life insurance.
So with that, I'm looking for, more towards into the whole life as well. But we do, like, what's the importance of getting insurance now for kids that's only, we only look at life insurance if we're older. We don't look at it as if we're in our 20s and our 30s because we feel like we're going to live forever. But the way this economy is today and the way things are going on, how would it be beneficial for parents out there to get life insurance for their child?
Okay. Well, I'll answer the first part of your question as far as people in their 20s getting life insurance. Life insurance will never be more affordable than it is to you today. It gets more expensive the older and older you get. So if you can be 20 years old and you can take out a life insurance policy, that cost will never change. It'll be the same until the day you die. The benefit to having life insurance on a child is huge. Not only can you use a policy to, like I said before, help offset the cost of education down the road, it guarantees them insurability for the rest of their life. In today's time, we have school shootings. We have kids in California that are getting different illnesses that are causing polio-like symptoms. If that were your child and they were in California, that could affect their insurability down the road. So you want to get insurance on them as soon as they're 15 days old. The policies are very, very affordable. But that is the best gift any parent can give to their child is life insurance, because they will always have the option to purchase more. And just like I told you before, they will lock in that premium for the rest of their life.
I guess my main concern is, now that I know the difference with the whole and the term, I have a niece that's 2 years old. I'm not too sure if her parents do have insurance on her, but even if they do, I'll still me being a full aunt and overprotective of my niece and my nephew that's coming. Couldn't I sign up for them to have insurance as well?
Yes, ma'am. And that's an excellent gift to give to any niece or nephew. I don't have children of my own either, but I do have plenty of nieces and nephews, and I wanted to be able to provide them with the same opportunity that I had, guaranteed insurability for the rest of their life. So I went ahead and do that, and you can do that as well.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure Farmers offers homeowners insurance, auto insurance, and everything like that. But can you go into detail about, like, because right now it's tax season, and there's a lot of new vehicles being purchased out here, and some normally get their insurance, and then a week later they're no longer having insurance. So what would be the issue if someone was to hit you and you're covered but they're not covered? Like how does that work with the different policies and things like that?
Okay, well, let me throw some statistics out there for you first. In the state of Illinois, there's about 1 in 5 drivers that don't have any insurance at all whatsoever. So we're out on the roads. There's 5 people in this room. 1 in 5 of us do not have any insurance. When it comes to the event of, or before I get there, also in the state of Illinois, if you just flat out own a vehicle, you have to have liability coverage. And liability coverage provides coverage for everybody else. It does not fix your vehicle. That's strictly liability only. In the event of an accident and somebody hits you and they don't have any coverage, liability, your policy will take care of you. Any liability only policy will take care of you. Uh, you have what they call uninsured and underinsured motorists. How much coverage will depend on the conversation you have with your agent, but your policy will provide coverage for any bodily injuries you incur as a result of an accident with somebody who doesn't have any insurance. That will not pay to replace your car or to fix the damage on your car. There are optional coverages that you can, so that way if you carry liability only, you can carry a coverage called uninsured property damage, and it'll cover vandalism in the event if you're in an accident with somebody that doesn't have any insurance. That coverage will pay to fix your vehicle. Uh, but those are conversations that you need to have with your agent so that way you know what you have and how it works.
And I have full coverage, so I got pretty much everything, so I'll be covered. So can you go more into how does the homeowners insurance work or the renters insurance work? How does that work?
Okay. Well, renters insurance is very simple. It covers the stuff that you have. It does not cover any structural damage because you don't own the place, you're renting it. It covers from wind, theft, mysterious disappearances, meaning you're just walking down the road and something happens to your ring. It covers things like that. Renters insurance also covers liability. This is huge because it goes with you everywhere outside of your vehicle, and it covers anything that you could be sued for. That's slander, defamation, libel, pretty much anything. It is tax season, a lot of people are shopping at the stores. If you're at the store and you bump an old lady and she falls down and breaks her hip, they're suing you to pay for her hip replacement. Your renter's policy can cover that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. Liability goes with you everywhere.
That's something.
Home insurance is a little different and a little more expensive because now you're covering the whole structure of the home. You're covering the walls, you're covering the roof, you're covering air conditioners and things like that. But it does have the same liability that the renters does, that goes with you everywhere. Average cost of a homeowner's policy in the state of Illinois is about $750 a year. Pretty reasonable. Farmers insurance, we have great home insurance rates right now. So if you need anything, give me a call. Renters insurance, those start at about $11 a month, depending on how much coverage you need. I don't know what I should talk about with home insurance. It covers against tornadoes. Do you want to know those kind of coverages?
No, I think you pretty much summed it up.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty much people for insurance is less. We could spend $20 at a fast food restaurant a week, and it's only costing only $24 a month just to get some type of life insurance. And I think that's awesome. That's something that you definitely should look into, as well as the auto, and also the homeowners. But the auto insurance, come on, I mean, you're driving around, somebody accidentally hit you, and you want somebody to get your vehicle fixed. So definitely get that auto insurance. Definitely get that auto insurance taken care of. Oh, and also with the SR22. If you need an SR22, you guys still do those.
Absolutely. And they do not change your rates. All an SR22 is reports to the state directly that you have insurance today, tomorrow. It will report to the state directly if that policy lapses, meaning you don't pay your bill. The state of Illinois will know that immediately. But it does not affect rates or anything like that, and we do provide that service to many of our clients.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to thank you for coming out today, Marie, and giving us so much information regarding insurance. I know I learned a lot, regarding insurance. And if you guys are looking, we are going to post her information, so you can always find her on Facebook. Or if you're looking or more interested in knowing about life insurance, auto insurance, or home insurance, definitely give her a call, not us, her a call, and she'll be more than happy to discuss those issues with you. But thank you again.
Up next, Regina King.
Today we have with us Regina King, who is a realtor with Maloof Realty. So, Regina, welcome and thank you for doing this.
No problem.
First of all, tell us a little bit about you and then maybe go into what steps are that you need to take in order to purchase a home.
Okay. Well, I started in real estate as an office assistant back in 2003 as a part-time deal. I was a stay-at-home mom, needed some extra income, and most importantly, some adult time.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it as just to get out of the house and have my own money.
Okay.
But then, as the kids started getting older, I wanted to do something. I was liking what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
So this particular time, a full-time position came available, and I worked for 2 agents at the same time.
Oh, wow.
It wasn't bad. Worked out really well. And then probably about 4 years later, I decided to get licensed on my own.
Oh,
And
great.
so I've been licensed for about 3 years now. Was with Maloof for a while,
Mm-hmm.
left and went to Keller Williams, and came back to Maloof,
Oh.
working as still a licensed agent, but on the Jorgensen team as their listing and buyer specialist.
Oh, great.
So I do a little bit of everything.
Oh, that's a good
Listing
thing.
side, selling side. I even do rentals, help people with rentals.
Okay, now let me ask also, how's the housing market going now? Because there was a little bit of a flux where everything went down, and supposedly it's kind of creeping back up. So what do you think about the housing market?
It is. It at one time it was a seller's market, but right now it's more of a
Buyer's market? Oh, great. Well, we're in this beautiful home, which you're going to give us a tour of, but how can a person get a home of this nature? It's very beautiful. How can a person go about getting a home?
First thing you need to do is to get pre-approved, because you want to make sure that you qualify for what you're purchasing. You don't want to, and I hate to say it like this, but you don't want to seem like you're wasting somebody's time,
Mm-hmm.
the realtor or your own, by going to look at houses that you're not going to qualify for.
Right.
You get in there and you see the house and, oh, I like this, I like that, and you get all excited, only then to go to the bank and say, no, I'm sorry, you don't qualify for purchase.
We call it the womp theory.
Uh-huh. So I'd say the first thing to do is get pre-qualified.
Mm-hmm.
Know your dollar amount before you start looking at houses.
And there's a lot of banks around here that will pre-qualify you, and they have a lot of assistant programs that will help with down payment assistance.
Absolutely. The city has a program that they give $10,000 grant money. You have the building blocks program. There's so many different programs out there. I would just suggest call your lender.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what lender to go to, then at that point I would say, okay, contact a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
If you like what you see in that realtor, how they're helping you try to find the right loan officer, then go that route.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to be able to if you go that route, you want to be able to get at least 3 references, so you can choose for yourself and not say,
That's
oh,
true.
well, this bank, this realtor referred me to this lender,
Mm-hmm.
and then find out I'm not happy with this lender. So
Right.
I would say always get at least 3 referrals from the realtor. If you don't ask the realtor, ask your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Who did you go through for your mortgage? Were you happy with them? Did they do you okay? Did they handle your loan for you?
Well, word
Were
of
there
mouth
any
is the
hiccups?
best.
Exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So I would say go that route.
Okay. Well, how about you give us a quick little tour of the house that you're showing, and then maybe point out some things to look at when you're searching for a home. Like this one, it looks very nice now. I mean, I don't see any cracks in the wall, and the floorboards seem kind of solid and all that. But what else should they be looking for when they come into a home and they start looking and they go, oh, this house is, I like this. No, what should you be looking for?
Well, you want to look for water damage. If there, and like you said, any cracks in the foundation, you want to be very careful of that. But mold,
Mm-hmm.
you know, standing water, or if you look on the side of a wall and you see that there has been some type of water damage, then you know, okay, let me find out what's the problem. Was it a water heater? Was it, water coming into the house?
Right.
How is it getting there? That's going to be the biggest thing. For me, I tease all of my clients because I have a nose out of this world. I'm super sensitive.
Mm-hmm.
I have asthma, and so I'm really,
So do I.
really sensitive. And I can smell mold, believe it or not, before I go into a house.
Yeah.
Depending on how bad it is, I can smell it before I even open the door to go into the house.
I believe you. Look, I'm the same way. I took my real estate test. I may go back into that again, but I from doing home inspections, I learned how to sense out and what to look for. But the mold, when I walk into a basement or get to where the mold smell comes, my senses go out and I start looking for water damage around the floorboards and so forth.
Well, and a lot of times it may not even be water damage.
Right.
It could be a house that's been sitting vacant for quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
That, it's just stuffy.
Yeah.
There's no air circulating in there. So you just want to be careful of, things like that.
Let's take a look at this dining room area over here. I think this is a nice house, and my thing is I love space. So now, how long has this house been on the market?
This one has been on the market since October. The the sellers actually found a larger house in the same neighborhood.
Oh.
So it worked out that, they were able to purchase that house and still stay in the same school district, the same neighborhood.
Oh, perfect.
So it's really nice.
Okay, and I like the nice wood floors and the nice large backyard.
Yeah, you've got wood deck here, privacy fence backyard. Definitely closed off from your neighbors, so you can be able to do some of the things that you want to do without people being in your business.
Yeah. Very nice.
Formal dining area right here. Again, the wood floors. Some things can be changed out if you don't like, but beautiful.
Yes, it is. Now let me ask you, if someone wanted to get in touch with you and contact you, how would they go about doing that?
You can call the Maloof office at 692-3900, or you can call my cell phone, 696-8368.
Okay, well, you heard it, and this is Home Buying with Regina from Maloof Realtors, and we appreciate her giving us a tour of this lovely house, and we'll be right back at you in a little while. Toodles!
On the next Evolve web show series, Words of Inspiration with Rachel Klein.